How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. And a FIFA Analyst, today we are going to be talking to you about some hopes and changes for FIFA 22, talking directly about the custom tactic system and what I think should be changing, and possibly some rumors that we may get some changes as well. This obviously is all my opinion, and I want you guys to get down in the comment section below and let me know exactly what you would like to see changed in the custom tactics for FIFA 22 to hopefully make the game a little bit more enjoyable and maybe a bit more free flowing. So if you enjoyed the video, if you like these type of videos with a discussion moving in forward into FIFA 22, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. And remember, if you are going to pick up any of your sneak, do use code FIFA Analyst at checkout to go ahead and support us. So, custom tactics. FIFA 21 and FIFA 20, we've had a tactic system now, which has came in and, in my opinion, not done the job that I potentially like, really. Showing you up on the screen now with regards to the FIFA 18 tactic system that we used to have, where you can see the build-up play, the speed, passing, your positioning of your build-up play, whether you want them freeform, balanced, chance creation, how much you're going to be looking to pass the ball, how much you're looking to cross the ball, and this all goes from 0 to 100, right? So there's a lot of customizability in what you want on this, and your chance creation, again, you can freeform, standard, whatever you want, and defense, a big thing here as well. Pressure, aggression, team width, and whether you want to run a defensive line as cover or offside trap from the start. You can see there is an absolute load of things that you can change all the way from 0 to 100. It's very difficult to find your balance here, but you can get your team to play almost as you want to. Now, this tactic system, wasn't perfect, but the thing that I liked about it is that there was so much changes that you could make, so many tweaks that you could, out kind of do an opponent purely just from your tactics alone. If you spent a lot of time in that tactic system, tweaking this here, tweaking that there, encouraging AI movement, wanting to actually build up a little bit quicker. And then, well, actually, I want to build up quicker, but I still want them to show short. You could do that. There was a lot of different things that you could do. And then looking at the current tactic system, which we now have, we have a defensive style, which is balanced, press on heavy loss, press on possession loss, press on heavy touch, and constant pressure, all very much AI driven, directly, apart from the balanced one. You have your defensive width, you have your defensive depth. No option, for the offside trap from the defenders automatically. You only have cover directly from that. And then offensive style was balanced, long ball, fast build up and possession, width, players in box. There's no ability really to change like how much they move and they're free flowing and how much you want them to be freeform. Do you want them to be rigid? Do you want them to stay in your structure? The system we have now really is quite limited. Yes, you still have the normal player instructions that you can do, whether you want them to get in behind, come short, overlap. But you had that on FIFA 18 as well and other games before it. There was a lot more changes that you could have made. Now, this is where you have to, maybe find the fine line, because what I want in attack is, we can trigger runs with L1, LB, right? Where you tap that LB button and your guy runs towards a goal. You can use the creative runs feature. There's a lot of things that you can do there. But it's all very linear. It's quite, flaccid, really. There's not really that much movement. That's quite basic. What we would like to see, maybe, is a little bit more of movement from your attackers. Stallion did a perfect video on this a very long time ago, Italian Stallion, with regards to FIFA 17 and the current FIFA and how much your AI moves for you off the ball. You're only controlling that one player and only got the ability to trigger that LB. The current tactic system, in my opinion, plays a big part in why we see attackers stand still, why we see attackers not make the good runs, why we see centre mids not tracking back and doing their defensive duties, why as a whole, unless you are controlling that one individual player, the rest of them are kind of just like statues and don't really offer you too much. And as I said, I do really put that down to the current tactic system. Would I like us to go back to the old tactic system? From my kind of understanding of EA and how they work, that is absolutely never going to happen. EA, I think the way I see this is that EA, when they change something, what they think is better, to go back to an old system says, hey, we messed up. This is wrong. We're now going to go back to this. I don't think they're going to do that. But I do think they will be tweaking the tactic system a little bit. We've had it for a good few years now, and as a whole, to me, it doesn't really work. So I would like to see some changes. I'd like to see maybe a mix of kind of what we have now and what we had back then. I'd certainly like to be able to see us have a lot more customizability, and have these tactics where, when we release these tactic videos, I want to be able to know that I'm having to spend 20, 30 games just to release something that I feel quite comfortable with and kind of works. While as at the minute, the current tactic system, because, we play the game so much, we kind of understand how everything works, within that first month. So we can tweak our tactics and not have to worry about it as much. While as back in the day, if you made a change, because there was so much to it, if you went from like a high depth and like, running off side trap and then let's say free form and a high speed and passing and everything, it does change the way your team kind of plays quite a lot, quite dramatically. So it was harder to get that right as quick. So I really, really would like to see some form of change for us. Would it be the ultimate fix, the perfect fix for FIFA 22? Will it create the game to be this, attacking, fun game that we'd like to see? I don't think it would be like a perfect fix, but I think it would be a step in the right direction. And I feel like that's what we need to be looking for. Just these little tweaks, these little changes where we could start to see games maybe being a little bit more free-flowing. Now, saying that, not every game is going to be attacking fun. There are different types of players on FIFA, and I completely understand that. Players that want to hold the ball, maybe players that want to sit deep and hit on the counter, and that is football at the end of the day. There is a way to play the game however you like, and that's fine. My kind of opinion on it this year is that there isn't a big enough cons to the meta, the quote-unquote, meta and the way that people play. I feel like there should be pros and cons to every single play style, and you should be able to adapt to the situation. So now, if an opponent's holding the ball inside their own half, you might enable constant pressure. Yeah, fantastic. And, you may get the ball back. What you will then see is your players lose loads of stamina. Rightly so. There's a con to use constant pressure. But what we don't have is, second man press. We're not able to press the ball manually. Back on FIFA 18, you could set your depth to be quite high and your pressing ability to be quite high. And you'd see that your team would press a little bit more with you, and second man press certainly was a lot more viable. So, you could get the ball back off someone if they were holding it. If someone wanted to sit deep, you could do. There's loads of different things that you could kind of add in and kind of make an option and a viable option on FIFA 22. And that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. So I really, really would like to see that. I mean, on the game now, you've got a game from Foot Champs this weekend played, and you can just see by looking at it, this current tactic system that I'm running here is press on heavy touch, 7 depth, possession on the offensive style, I think about 6 width, and then 6 players in box. And you can just see as a whole, and balanced fullbacks as well, you can just see as a whole, the majority of the players, they just kind of stand still, really. Unless I, pass the ball into them and trigger a run, there's not really too much going on. So it does make the game a little bit more boring, a little bit more bland, harder to kind of get in and get those goals that maybe we want to see. So I really do hope EA come up with some form of new system for us. I think it would be a step in the right direction, and I think it's a change that a lot of FIFA players would certainly like to see. You guys let me know, because I know that some people, the reason why I think we have the tactic system now over what we had a few years ago is I think it's simpler and easier to understand. And I think that's what EA do. Obviously, remember, us here on YouTube and Twitch and everything like that, we're the hardcore players. What EA cater towards is the casuals. And I think the tactic system we have now is certainly a lot more easier to understand on that initial viewpoint than the old tactic system. I think the old tactic system, when you look at it, maybe could be a little bit like, whoa, this is a little bit far-fetched. So I reckon that's kind of why we had to change. I really do hope EA brings some form of new system and a better system, which allows us to, to have that game that maybe we want. So you guys let me know exactly what you think down below. If you are interested, we do stream over on Twitch daily, 9 AM UK time, twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. Come on over. That's your best place to ask any questions. You need any help with anything, get all them answered. You can come over there and get an answer directly from me. Thank you all for tuning into the videos. As always, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time. Let me know your opinions down below in the comment section. All the socials are down below as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.